Screen door crack, ball game on. Man on the porch singing baritone. Tan line leads to that gentle place between a collarbone and a stone cold fate. That can boys all say goodbye to the women that they swear.
It's 2025, a fresh new season with fresh new faces. A 7-team playoff, loser punishments on the board, and our highest payout ever.
How many times is this kid going to do this year? Garrett Wilson. And he throws in the end zone. Caught for a touchdown.
He snuck a force to the shore and drank a bottom bone.
Who's gonna fight for the hardware?
Are we back? Welcome back to episode 5 of the Sicker Piece of Crew weekly fantasy football show. I'm your host, Tyreek, Ty Life Beats, whatever you want to call me. And I'm joined by my lovely repeat guest, Young Z Shred, Zach Wright in the building. Let's go.
What's up? What's up? Glad to be here. You know, we got law and order, and just make sure these boys stay in check. You know, Daniel's been good recently, hasn't sent any wrong group messages. So
we'll see.
Yeah, we just got to keep it up.
That is a good start. You know, joined by a chairman, our disciplinary officer, one of them, Young Zach in the building. Make sure everything's tidy within the league. You'll notice we were without our fearless commissioner, Young Corey Edge. Unfortunately, Corey cannot make it today, but it is his birthday, so we are going to make sure to wish the boy a happy birthday. Our commish. Shout out to Corey. Make sure this league has been running for years and years, making sure we're all on top of the game, establishing some good league initiatives, making sure we have good engagement. So shout out to Corey. Happy birthday. You're doing a good job, lad.
Happy birthday indeed. Happy birthday.
You already know. But other than that, let's hop into this past week. So we had week 3, a week of some good football games in real life and, you know, some blowouts, some close games, and also the same kind of deal with some of the games we had this past week within our league. We saw, you know, myself go 0-3. We saw some good wins from other teams. You know, Zach made it 2-1 off that game. What were your thoughts on week 3 in general?
Well, I'll start with that game, like you said. That was just me and Will fighting. You know, anybody should have won it. Neither of us really deserved to win it, but someone's got to take it, you know. Other than that, you know, good games around, some sad endings. I know you were probably with me. Wish the Eagles would have not got that one, but exciting endings overall.
Man, don't even get me started, bro. I was so happy. It was 26-7. I was so happy. Like, oh my God, finally. And then I just keep seeing touchdowns. AJ Brown gets hot. Devontae Smith gets some catches. You see Jalen Hurts throwing the ball, actually throwing the football. And I'm like, oh my God, no way they're going to win this game. And then I'm like, okay, field goal range. We're good. And then a day of blocked kicks. I've never seen more blocked kicks in one afternoon in my life. And that happened to be one of them. And they blocked the kick. Eagles win again. I'm sick to my stomach. But
and then you knew as soon as the Jets had such a good block. You know, you got them dance on the sideline, but you knew the Jets were going to Jets and Baker was going to go down. That was sad. I have a little soft spot for the bad teams. You know, as a Panthers fan recently, you want to see the bad teams do good because you know how it's like to be there. But those Jets just can't get over that.
Oh my God,
they're the Jets.
They're the Jets. Toronto was slinging it a little bit, but you know. And you can't, like, I think for the Bucks, you can't lose in those creamsicle uniforms. It's just impossible. I think you're just
celebrating the Super Bowl team. Come on, you can't do that to them.
Cannot. But let's hop into these scores. So we'll start off with, you know, something that's not so good. My game against Jacob, a game where, you know, the panel, I think last week, and I want to double check this actually. The panel last week, I think, had me winning this game. I had myself winning this game. I thought there was no way I could lose. I'm playing against the person that has the lowest amount of points scored, and they go off for 127. I mean, I can't win. Jacob had everything go right for him. Literally all of his, like, he had 3 players score above 20 points. He had AJ Brown. Like, the first game AJ Brown wants to actually do something is against me. Why?
First half. the first
made
half
no-
he decided to do something.
That's crazy. Like Puka Nacua, he's doing his thing, but like, bro, Garrett Will, like, bro, come on. I'm thinking, oh, Tyrod Taylor has got. What are we talking about?
I was
Like,
gonna say,
bro.
you got it there too with Garrett Wilson too, because he has not done nothing, and he got that touchdown at the end. And then Puka Nacua, I mean, what, he's getting like 15 catches a game, so that's
I mean,
25 points.
what are we doing? I thought Devontae was going to eat into that a little bit.
That ball was zipping straight to Puka, and I don't know if Matt Stafford looked anywhere else. Every once in a while, he's like, "Oh, look at you, Devontae."
Yeah.
But I mean, he put it together. Sam Laporta, solid.
Light Strikes iOS, hello. Thank you for joining the stream. Young Eric in the stream. I got Domino's and FanDuel. You know what I'm saying? That you cannot beat that combo. Can't beat that combo. We got Vash the Vash. Hey, boys. I have a crucial question. I'm at 50% on my matchup. Talk to me, bro. Talk to me. What's your question? We're right. Or were those the right ads? Eric, I have no control over what ads get shown to you. That's based on your algorithm. So if you're seeing some crazy stuff, that is on you. We got Light Strikes iOS with another question. We got, I'm thinking of trading Andrews and Monty for Keenan Allen. I think you mean Mark Andrews, I'm assuming. I have Barkley, Taylor, JT, I'm assuming, JSN, MHJ, and Judkins. I have Jawan Johnson on the tight end. Should I replace Maserati Marv for Allen? Me personally, and Zach can give his opinion too. I'm not like it's Maserati Marv. I think it's just early in the season. I think the Cardinals are just getting their bearings. The offense hasn't looked fantastic, but I think they're gonna get better as the season goes along. You can't go wrong with Keenan Allen. I think they're both I think at the end of the season we're gonna look and see that they both have similar numbers. I just think Marv's ceiling is higher for certain weeks, but like you saw, he can have some severe lows.
Yeah, I think coming up, I think Marv's probably a good call too, because James Conner's out, so they're gonna have to start throwing a little more. And then Maserati Marv, he ain't dropping those again. His dad probably whooped his ass this week.
Oh, you already know. You already know.
He's gonna catch those balls now.
He probably taught at a young age, like you're running hills if you drop any passes, like no matter the level. I'm sure, like in Pop Warner, he was running hills, dropping passes. Vash the Vash. Who should I start? Tyler Warren versus the Rams, or Kincaid versus New Orleans, or should I drop Maserati Marv from my flex and start them both? Okay, Warren versus the Rams or Kincaid versus the New Orleans. Off rip, I'm just gonna go with who I think is at this point. I'm gonna get like more of the volume. I think it's gonna be Tyler Warren. I think just the Bills just pass it around a lot. They spread it around a lot. So there can be weeks where Dalton Kincaid could be the third option, maybe the first option. But I think consistently Tyler Warren is becoming that best friend for the quarterback for Daniel Jones in Indianapolis. And I don't think you should drop Maserati Marv at all. I think you should keep him as long as you can until maybe week 10, and it's like, all right, he hasn't done shit. But even then, depending on your league, if you're in a keeper league, that can change. I would just keep Marv if you can. Last question for now before we got into other games. I see you have Pacheco too. Is he a hold-in, a 10-man? Do I have Pacheco? Oh, that's not my team. That's the other team that won. I lost. I'll bring it back up I'll bring back up the stage. Yeah, I'm on the right. My team lost. We're winless. All right, we're winless. Pacheco, again, I'm not even huge on any Chiefs player that's not even Mahomes. But I would, in the past, I'd say every Chiefs player that wasn't Travis Kelce is always a question mark. You can make the argument for Rashee Rice when he comes back, but even then, he's not played all season. He comes back. I'm just not touching the Chiefs right now offensively. Maybe they'll flip a switch at some point like they usually do, but I'm just not touching any Chiefs player. But
especially coming back so weird with them,
Yeah, I mean they played us, so that's nothing. But
they just can't. They can't run the ball. They're going down. They're trying to get Mahomes to win the game, so they split it too much. I don't trust him.
Yeah, maybe they'll do better later in the season. But someone who did do good this past week and edged out a good victory was you, Zach, with the 3-point victory over Will. Very close game, not a very defensive affair. You got some players that didn't do a whole lot in either team, but you got the win out. It was a tough battle. MVPs for this week, James Cook, he's looking like he'll be again in that top fantasy running back discussion. So good pickup by you with him. But other than that, you had Drake May had a good game too. But other than that, you had some average performances from your team. It definitely helped that CeeDee Lamb did not play, or else that could have been a very bad situation for you. But what are your thoughts on your win? Talk to me.
Yeah, I mean, it was one of those I was checking and just kept looking at Will's projected score, and luckily it wasn't going up because I was like, these boys aren't really doing it. Zay Flowers really doing nothing hurt because I was like, I think I needed a point to get in front of him on that game, and it was looking like Zay Flowers was not going to do it for me for a little bit. So, and then Jamar just hurts. I think.
Oh yeah. Oh my gosh.
They'll figure out how to get him the ball, but that's just having him and Joe Burrow. That was a tough loss, but we'll figure it out.
I think they ran into a buzzsaw on defense. I think the Vikings defense is a lot better than people think. Isaiah Rodgers probably had the best. I was testing my other group saying, like, is Isaiah Rodgers having the best? Is he the best player of all time? Is he having the best defensive game of all time? Like, seriously, probably. I think PFF scored him. Exactly, the highest score ever. So that was I think they just ran into a buzzsaw. B-Flow knows how to call defenses, and against Jake Browning, you're not going to be too.
Rookie quarterback, you're screwed. He's going to bring the blitz, disguise it, and it's going to be a long day. So that was never gonna work out for Jake Browning that day, unfortunately.
No, sir. But either way, you eked out the victory. So good for you. 2-1 in the season, and you're in third place right now. In control of a playoff spot. Let's move on to the next game. A blowout. I feel like this week there was a lot of blowouts or a lot of close games for that afternoon window for sure. Like that 1 o'clock window, it was like either blowout, and even the 4 o'clock window, it was like blowout or like game going down to the wire. So This was one of those blowout games as opposed to going down to the wire games. Danny destroyed Paul, and this was our game of the week. I'm pretty sure Danny obliterated Paul. It wasn't even close. I think Paul didn't have a player that scored over 15 points. You're not going to win a lot of weeks, and that's Emeka Egbuka, who was hobbling into the week already. So, not a good time. And then, of course, Danny just had his players do good. And we said this earlier in the season. If Danny's players are playing and they're healthy, he probably has probably I don't want to say the best. Yeah, the best team. Probably. It's looking like it. Like Cortland Sutton had 23 points. Who saw that coming? CMC, 24 points. Jalen Hurts, almost a 30 burger, and then Chase McLaughlin, your kicker getting 20 points. You're going to win those games. And Mark Andrews, look at his bench. J.K. Dobbins, 15 points. Mark Andrews, 27 points. Danny's going to be a buzzsaw for people later in the season. We have a quick question here by That's How You Get Tinnitus. I love the name. Should I trade Bucky for Odunze? My wide receivers right now are Pickens, Keenan, BTJ. Also, Javonte would replace Bucky. So you currently have Pickens, Keenan, and BTJ, and you're going to trade. You want to get another receiver. And if Javonte is Javonte your running back 1 or 2? If Bucky's your running back 1, I'm curious to see your running back depth. That's my only thing. Me personally, I would not trade Bucky for Odunze if we're just going off strictly value. If I'm thinking standard team, I think the Bears just played the Cowboys this week. I'm not saying Odunze isn't good. I'm just saying I think Bucky has a better path for more points than Odunze. Plus, you already have a pretty good depth at receiver. While Pickens and BTJ are inconsistent, I think that evens out as the season goes on.
Yeah, and then I think, like you said, when we were talking about Maserati Marv, BTJ is just like that. He'll get his head on straight. He's not going to keep dropping them. So you got good receivers, and if you don't, you want to have at least 3 running backs because somebody's going to go down 1 week. So
for sure,
depth never hurts.
Definitely not. We'll go on to the next fixture. We had Adam versus Camden. Camden joining me at 0-3, and Adam solidifying his spot as the best team in the league so far. It's going to be hard to lose games when you have Lamar Jackson scoring 27 points and you have a great day from your supporting cast. Just all around great production from Adam's team. Even though his defense had -1 points, he still finds a way to blow out the opponent. Camden, I feel bad for Camden because I want Camden to win these games. But it's just not looking too good. When Jake Ferguson is your highest scorer, you're not going to win a lot of games. What are your thoughts, Zach?
One thing that pops out to me is Adam must be the biggest Carson Wentz hater in the world. To start offense. That's the only reason you picked that, is because you're like, it's Carson Wentz, like, because that defense is good. Yeah, that's just a funny pick, but yeah, it's always tough for. You always want to root for Camden. I'm not seeing as many dreads anymore. I think I'm only seeing
Yes, that is true. Maybe
only
that's
two
the
things
reason.
of dreads.
That's the reason.
Yeah, but Adam, like you said, I mean, Lamar and Amon-Ra, that's points every week. JSN's starting to get there too, and Hawkinson's a good tight end. So
Yeah,
we'll see. He's got a solid team.
he does. But yeah, Adam's going to be I think him and Danny have two of the better teams so far, like solidified two of the best teams so far. So it's going to be tough to watch them fall off. So we'll see how that goes. We have another, again, it was a week of blowouts and close games. We have another close game. Before we get into this game, we have one more chat. That's how you get Titness. My Saquon's your RB1. I mean, even though Saquon's your RB1, I'm still keeping Bucky Irving. You never know who's going to get hurt. Javonte has had a history of knee issues. He could be injured next week. You never know. I think Bucky Irvin's still young. Again, these are for all running backs. You can have running backs that get hurt off freak plays, but I'm still keeping Bucky Irving, even though I have Saquon as my RB1. Corey versus Eric. Literally a 1-point victory for Corey. Corey with going into 6th place, 2-1, and Eric falling to 1-2. I know Eric was sick when he saw that. What was the last game on here? I think the latest game was the what decided this? I mean, I know Eric was pissed. Malik Neighbors had 3 points. I mean, I was pissed.
Probably Denver.
What was the Monday night game yesterday? It was the
Monday
Lions Ravens.
Yeah.
So they didn't have neither of them had players in that game. What was Sunday night? Sunday night was all right. So I'm sure it was Sunday night. It was Chiefs Giants. So Eric was hoping Malik would do something just so we can get just so we can like beat Corey, because I don't think Corey had anyone else playing.
Yeah.
He needed just one more catch. Literally just one more catch. But that's a tough loss. Shout out to Corey though. Devontae Smith finally did something. And his team got a much needed victory to go to 2-1 early season. Getting those tough, like those quick victories, those close ones really helps out for the long run before we get to the playoff push. But Eric, tough loss for Eric.
Who's Eric got down on the bench? His running backs now, because James Conner's done.
He had Scatterbill on the bench. That's crazy. I mean, that is crazy. I wouldn't have started him. I wouldn't have thought to start him, but that's going to be huge going into the next few weeks with Tracy out with a shoulder. Chin up, Eric. Chin up. We got Jackson Dart back there in the backfield. He might get the Giants offense going a little bit, but tough loss. Good win by Corey. On to the last game from last week. We had Shreejan. Hey, no one's talking about it, but Shreejan has a very good team, 3-0, playing Callum. A 30-point blowout, another blowout versus close game. Shreejan's team very going into the draft, or even during the draft, not a lot of hype around his team, but we're seeing it come into form here. JT might be running back 1. You're getting production from the Vikings. I mean, having the Vikings defense come on. We've already talked about them having one of the better performances this past week, but they definitely carried Shreejan. It didn't help from Callum that some of his players that were a little bit inconsistent. Travis Kelce was 6 points. I mean, that's probably one of his better games so far this season, and his highest score was Nico Collins. Usually you win when Nico has 20 points, but it's not an overall good week. I think Callum just ran into a buzzsaw with Shreejan. What are your thoughts, Zach? That's
literally, look at the defense. You said 30 points. That's just the Vikings having a good week, really, is what got them there. Other than that, what had a close game, but how often you get a defense with 32 points?
Insane.
He's trying. He's Callum with all the young boys.
The young boys, yeah.
Young running backs. That's crazy.
I don't know why he didn't put Jaden Daniels at his IR spot, but all right. Maybe he just moved him. Who knows? I don't know. I'm not Callum, but those were the week 3 fixtures. Let's see. That was week 3. So again, a week of blowouts, a week of close games. Let's take a look at the standings real quick before we go on to the waiver wire for this week. Again, in first place, we got Adam, followed by Shreejan, and Zach comfortably in third place, followed by Danny. So again, a lot of we got 4 2-1 teams. The top 6 pretty established. And then the bottom, we don't have to worry about the bottom too much. But hey, a lot of ball left to play. And a lot can happen this week. You see the scoring numbers here. Again, like, bro, look at this points allowed, bro. Let's just hope my points allowed.
Yeah, your points again.
Come on, like it's bad luck, bad RNG, dog. Like, what are we doing? I mean, I'm not scoring the most, but like, bro, I'm not scoring the least.
Yeah.
We'll get there. We got time. Let's move into the waiver wire transactions. If I can remember how to find it. Is it recent activity? There we go. Before that, we have a question in the chat. Incognito TK. Shout out. Thanks for watching the stream. Should I trade away Lamar and Flowers for Kyler, Maserati Marv, and Saquon? Lamar and Zay Flowers for Kyler, Maserati Marv, and Saquon.
If you need a running back.
Yeah, that is facts. That is facts. Lamar is just so valuable, though, bro.
Yeah. I will say the other pieces are good, though. That
They
Lamar,
are.
it's just to get rid of Lamar. And I see why this offer you would consider it, because if you need a running back, Saquon's getting you points, so you're at least like going off that. But I don't know if I know you have Tyler. I don't know if you're loving that experience right now, but
You got some time. Early season. Yeah, I mean, if it was now, I don't know. That's tough. I honestly, if I'm gonna go gut feeling now, I'd say no, just based off Kyler's performance and Maserati Marv's performance now. But I think that can change later in the season. Like, I think, like, if you're thinking playoffs, like, I want to make the playoffs. My team is solid. I'm trying to make the playoffs. I think you make the trade. If you're trying to get some wins and you're 0-3 like me, I don't do it. I'm keeping Lamar for right now.
if you that running back depth, though, if you can have Saquon in there, you can find quarterbacks. I mean, if you can get a quarterback that gets you 20, you might not get to 30 that Lamar would get you, but Saquon will get you those points.
Oh, for sure. He hasn't been, like, last week wasn't that crazy, but come on, it's bound to happen again. Of course, he's not going to replicate 2,000 yards. It's not going to happen, but he's still, top tier back in this league. But let's move on to our waiver wire Wednesday. So we had some transactions this yesterday or last night, really. Let's start with, let's do here. Let's start with, let me just filter out for the 24th or 23rd. All right, starting down below. Of course, I dropped the Colts, picked up the Bills. That's all I did. This week, I feel like in the waiver wires, there wasn't too many options. I'm okay with my team. We just haven't been performing well, so there wasn't anyone I needed to really add like that. We had Rashad Bateman being added by Camden. No dreads, man. Put that out. Callum picking up Trey Tucker. I think he was a big pickup this week in leagues. Dropping DeAndre Hopkins, who's he's had flashes, but like overall fantasy wise, not the best player to have. We had Eric adding Rico Dowdle. I love the Carolina connection there. Big on his Carolina running back. Zach picking up Action Jackson Dart. All right, you won't be disappointed. You will not be disappointed.
Hey, you gotta try. You
got to. Of course, Najee Harris, rest in peace. Not rest in peace, but like rest in peace his Achilles. Tough, dropping him for obvious reasons. Callum adding Tyquan Thornton, who's been probably the guy so far for the Chiefs. Not a bad pickup there. And then we have some early morning additions. We have Don't Touchdown there picking up the Lions. We had CD's nuts. Paul trying to get adding the Panthers defense. Someone wouldn't, before last week that would be a move to do, but after seeing the Panthers shut out the Falcons, he's thinking they're going to be pretty good moving forward, at least for this week. Then we had Paul adding Hunter Henry, who just had a good game, and then Eric adding Torrey Horton from the Seahawks. All right. That was Waiver Wire Wednesday. Before we get into the weekly bets, Zach, let me ask you something, Zach. Do you like having good videos being shot? Do you like good production?
I love it.
I love good production too. That's why if you want good production and you want some good videos being taken, you're going to go to Trimark Productions, okay? You're going to view – oh, fuck. You're gonna go. Oh my god. Oh, you're gonna go and see when I get the screen right. You're gonna go to Trimark Productions. Why am I suggesting Trimark Productions? It's because our boy Eric Hills is part of this team. Okay, great portfolio. This guy knows what he's doing. Okay, he has a whole portfolio. If you want good video production and quality, I can tell you as a person who's had the Eric experience. He's done shots for me before, doing some dance videos. He is the man. Go ahead and book your shoot project, your video idea with Eric. He'll help you out and get you all that you need to make sure it's a good experience. Now, let's hop back in to the weekly parlays. If you're in the chat and you are part of the squad, if you're part of the Sicker Piece of Crew and you're in the chat, go ahead and drop your weekly bets. If not, we'll want those since Eric is not doing the weekly parlays. Let me check the group chat if anyone sent it in. I don't think so, but I think and no problem, Incognito. Thanks for tuning into the stream. If you haven't already, go ahead and like the stream. It does a whole lot. If you're on YouTube, go ahead and like the stream. Leave a comment if you want. Subscribe to the channel. If you're on Twitch, go ahead and drop a follow. And if you're feeling kind enough, leave a subscription or subscribe to the channel. We have our weekly parlays. Let me pull this up. It's so awesome having Corey here because he can do a lot of this stuff while we're doing this. We move. Okay. Parlay entries. All right. Did we I don't know if we went through and marked off if the parlays hit. I know Jameer Gibbs hit. I know that.
Jalen hit.
Jalen hit. Where's Jalen at? Of course he hit, yeah.
Yeah, we had a lot of misses because let's see, T-Mac didn't, Bijan didn't. I don't think Laporta did.
T-Mac didn't. I don't think Laporta did either, if I were to.
Bijan, nope. Jordan Mason, yup.
Bijan, Jordan Mason, Emeka scored. I'm pretty sure Emeka scored, right? That's what I thought. I think he did, right? I think he did.
I know he had a lot of big catches. Let's see. I probably should have been ready to make sure.
I mean, I should have been ready too.
Emeka.
James Cook definitely scored.
Yep.
Quinshawn, I think Quinshawn scored, right?
Yep.
Lamb Talk died during the game, so he did not score. Malik Neighbors did not score, unfortunately. And Josh Jacobs did not score. I'm pretty sure he did not score because I have him in the league.
Ibuka did not score.
All right, so not our best week, fellas. Not our best week, but it's always good to bounce back. We'll start with this week. I haven't gotten anybody to send me their stuff yet. I haven't checked the chat either. But if I want to go, I would pick Jameer again. But he scored 2 touchdowns. I feel like the vibes are going to be like no touchdown, maybe. But at the same time, why not? Why not? You see, also another thing I thought of too last week is because I was thinking about doing Trey McBride, and he scored. He scored this week. So I feel like it's a heater either way. I definitely think Jameer would score before Trey McBride. So I'm just gonna ride the wave and do Jameer Gibbs again. Not gonna lie, they're gonna do Jameer Gibbs until the wheels fall off. We're gonna do it.
I was gonna say I'll put James Cook back in there.
Here we go.
I think Jamar will get it this week, but I know James will.
You already know. Anybody else? Again, if you're in the chat and you're part of the Secret Piece of Crew squad, drop your or comment down below who your parlay is. If not, make sure to text it in the group chat or let Eric know what it is. All right. So Zach, since you've already been a guest, we don't have to go through our Super Bowl predictions, but what we will do is hop into our last piece, the rivalry week 4 matchups. Okay, it is rivalry week here in the Secret Piece of Crew. We have the best of the best going at it. We have some trash talk. We have some bragging rights. We have all the good stuff here in week 4 of the league. Shit, let's have it said. All right. Boom. All right. Let's start off with, and we'll save for the game of the week, but we'll start off with the first matchup. It is yours truly versus Shreejan, completely defeated versus an undefeated team. It's not looking too good for me, but the projections right now have it as a very close game. Will it actually happen? Because projections are dumb. We will see. It doesn't help that he has Trey Benson off of a James Conner broken ankle. Shreejan has some depth, and that's the scary thing. Is even if he wanted to tinker a little bit and take out Jacoby Myers or take out Trey Benson, he has David Montgomery. He has Maserati Marv. He has Darnell Mooney, who may come on later. But the scary thing is just these two running backs here. These two is just a scary sight. All right. I don't know. I'm grasping for straws here. I'd like guys to do what they're supposed to be doing. Doesn't help T. Higgins doesn't have a good quarterback. Doesn't help Jalen Waddle's quarterback is Tua Tagovailoa turn the ball over. That's his name. And I'm relying on Jalen Warren to be a focal point. I think he's the second highest projected scorer this week on my team. What are your thoughts, Zach? Talk to me.
Yeah, Brees Hall one. That's just been tough with the Jets this year because,
I was so high on him.
Yeah, I know he's a good running back, and that's what maybe Aaron Glenn gets the system going a little bit. He settles in, they start running the rock a little bit. Just got to make sure they don't get down. But yeah, I think JT's got to come down a little bit. I think he can't score. What did he have? 28 or 31?
JT, I think he had 30 something.
Yeah. So you got to expect he shouldn't go above 20. Fingers crossed. Bijan's probably gonna have a good week after the Panthers kind of held him up a little bit. So I don't know. I like Jahmyr Gibbs though. The Lions are fun. That's a good defense they play. They might not be playing the best, but
here we go.
They move the rock. So I think this will be a tough battle. Vikings D. Who are they playing? Pittsburgh. Oh, Pittsburgh's not that good.
Yeah, it's tough. Are they playing in Minnesota too? Are they playing in Minnesota? That's a wrap.
Yeah, so I mean, Juwan, Jacoby. I think you got this one.
We would love to think so. But I think our season is going like the Giants season. I think when we win our first game, the Giants win the first game. And unfortunately, I don't think it'll be this week. I would like it to be this week, like my fantasy team. But it's not going to happen. But I'll put you down for me. I appreciate that, Zach. Let's go on to the next. One. We have young Jacob in Camden. Let's find this. Yeah, Jacob in Camden. Jacob just beat me. He got his first win of the season playing Camden, looking for his first win. I think both these teams are looking to stabilize a little bit. The Laporta parties have gone to Daniel Jones as their quarterback. All right, they've gone to Daniel Jones as their quarterback. I forgot I had sounds now, bro. Where's the applause? He's been playing out of his mind right now. He's playing Isaiah Pacheco though. It's just a lot of things. Watch this week. He went off last week, and this week he's trying to drop 90 points. Do you know what I mean? Your Browns gonna have it's gonna be crazy, and it's dumb. And then Camden's team on paper should win this matchup. So I think I'm going to give it to Camden. Derrick Henry, I think he's going to learn from his clunkers. I think GT gets to get on track at some point, and they're playing Chicago. I think Camden pull this one out. Maybe I'm salty from last week, but I'm going for Camden.
Yeah, I think I like Camden. Chris Olave in there doesn't make me feel great, but I like a lot of what you said. Having Pacheco in there, that's not great. And then, we were just talking about how Brees Hall struggling, that Garrett Wilson. It's the same. They're playing Miami, so who knows? Maybe Brees Hall and him will get back up. But
right.
A.J. Brown, Philly and Tampa, it's just one of those weird games. I
think it's in Tampa too, right?
Yeah, and Tampa's had their number. I think they beat them the last 3 times, so they brought my man Desmond Watson back in. What is it, 435 pounds? Maybe he's tush push stopper.
That's crazy.
Put him and Vita Vea in there. You're not moving them.
You can't move that, yeah. Every play, every goal line play, do that. Dang. So you going with Camden on this one?
Yeah, I'll go with Camden.
Word. All right. Let's move on to, you know what, Zach? Let's move on to your matchup because I think you have a pretty juicy rivalry as well. Let's move on. We got. Oh wait, where's Zach? You at? Oh no, we gotta wait for you, Zach. We gotta wait for you, bro. We gotta wait for you. You're gonna be coming last. But let's go on to another rivalry. We have Corey versus Will. Goodell Castro and the boys versus Kraft Bandicoot. Corey coming off a very decisive victory. Will coming off a loss. Again, Corey's hard to root against. I love my commissioner. And while I'd like to think the 2-1 is a good reflection of how he's going to do, I don't think that's the case at this moment in time. I do like, Saquon. I do see some Reds. I saw something about Terry McLaurin. He had to go see a specialist today about his quad. What is that about? I don't like that.
Nope.
I don't like that at all. Not one bit. I think Devontae had the best game so far this season. I don't know if he's going to be anywhere close to that this week. I'm not a big Tony Pollard guy. I just, I love Corey. I love him. Not this week. I might have to go with Will this week. Kraft Bandicoot might have to get my vote this week.
I was also saying, not trying to sound like I'm just copying you, but I was thinking Will that whole time.
Great minds think alike.
He loses CD, but at least he's been saying to us he's got receiver depth, and having Jameson at the flex, it's not a bad backup for CD.
Nope.
So, yeah, and then just Jordan Love and them, they're going to want to bounce back. Oh, yeah.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. You can't lose to the Browns and not want some comeuppance. You feel me?
Yeah.
So, we have a question in the chat from Brendy Bish. Is Josh Jacobs a good buy low? Is he a good buy low? I think so, because this Packers defense is going to play the Browns. The Browns defense is very good. And people don't want to recognize that because of the Browns, and their offense is not great. They have a good defense. They have a great defense. They have good scheme on defense. I don't think that's going to happen all the time, and they still got him a lot of work. Josh Jacobs. I think Josh Jacobs is going to be, a top 10 running back season's end. I think he's going to get more touchdowns. His efficiency has been a question mark so far this season, but they played good teams. The Packers have. They played week 1 they played the Lions, week 2 they played the Commanders, and then they played the Browns this past week. It's going to be an easier schedule moving along. They're in a tough division, but I think he's a good buy low option. What are your thoughts, Zach?
Josh Jacobs buy low? I don't think I'd really be too worried about Josh Jacobs' performances. You see the Packers as it gets farther along, they're going to want to ram it in. They play bad, like you said. The Browns defense is filthy, which is weird to say, but they're good. It's just they could just play Dylan Gabriel. Try it. You got a good defense. Try. Joe Flacco's he's old. He's not.
That's what I don't even get. You draft 2 quarterbacks, and then you're going with Flacco. And I get Flacco's experience, and he brought y'all to the playoffs a few years ago. But you know what he is at this point in time. You guys aren't winning. You won last week, but that wasn't because of Joe Flacco playing. It was because your defense was very good. But give the guys a chance. We have another one from Crimney. Hurts, Bucky, Ginty, Jamar, AJ Brown, Scadavu at flex, bench Pollard, and Olave. What do I trade for to not go 0-4? That's insane that you're 0-4. I'm in the same boat as you, bro. I'm trying not to be 0-4 as well, too. And your team is not bad. It doesn't sound too bad. On paper, it sounds pretty good. You have Jalen Hurts. I won't get rid of him. Bucky and Ginty are your running backs. It's a pretty good, solid running back core, you would think. We'll see, based on volume. Jamar and AJ Brown, again,
should be good.
Lucky. I'd say if you could try to flip Pollard and Olave for maybe in a package 2 for 1, get you some depth at the flex for Scat, but Scat might end up being good. If he takes that job from Tyrone the next few weeks. I try to trade your bench, bro, because your starters are looking solid. It's just, again, it's early in the season. A lot of teams are not going to look like this in November or December during playoff time when it really matters. So, just keep at it. Trust your team that you drafted. If it's week 5 or 6, you haven't had a win, make some drastic changes, but trust your draft, trust your research. Brendy Bish, someone offered me Hubbard and Pickens for Josh Jacobs, so I accept. Or do I accept? Hubbard and Pickens for Josh Jacobs. I want to know the rest of your squad. If you're if Josh Jacobs is your RB2, maybe I consider it. If he's your RB1, I ain't doing that, bro. I'm sorry. I ain't doing that.
There's not too much of a difference I see between Jacobs and Hubbard. So, like, if he needs a receiver,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, not too crazy. And like, bro, maybe it's just because he's on the Cowboys. Pickens is a good receiver, and he's had his issue with the Steelers, and maybe he's a little bit boneheaded, but like he's a good receiver.
and now he's out.
And CD's out, so like I don't know. That might be actually I don't know. Wait, did they say how long CD's going to be out for? What's the issue? He sprained his ankle.
I was gonna say I think his was just a sprain. I don't think he was a high ankle because I saw a lot of those, but I don't think he was high ankle. CD.
But he's out for a few weeks though, right? He gonna be out.
Yeah, he's got to be out at least a couple. Like
Pickens might be good to get now. If you're not big on Jacobs, that might be a good trade. If you're not big on Jacobs, might as well. Oh, said sorry, I have Hubbard and Pickens and offered me Jacobs. I'd wait if you already have Hubbard and Pickens, I'd wait that out a little bit. Not gonna lie. If you already have Pickens, then wait that out a little bit. See what happens when CD's not there. Let's see. That's what I'm thinking about. I might get cooked during the bye weeks, bro. And that's another thing people don't think about. The bye weeks go crazy. The bye weeks are crazy this year. I think week 8 and 9, people are done. People are cooked because so many people have bye weeks on weeks 8 and 9. But that's the thing though. You can't worry about bye weeks, bro, because like you really never know because you have a bye week, but your opponent probably also has a bye week. Sometimes it's fucked, and like some people have like no bye week players, and like you have all your players, but you can't think about that. Think about the playoffs in general. Think about the playoffs. Yeah.
Get your dubs while you can get your dubs.
Yeah,
you either lose them now or just get all the wins until you get to that bye week and just throw the flag.
Yeah, because you may be surprised. Like the bye week could affect your opponent more than you. So just don't worry about the bye week. And bro, okay, this is the bro that talked about the Hubbard and Pickens, Josh Jacobs. I have Jamar, Nico, and London, good receivers, and Buka. Oh, so you're good with receivers.
I was about to say
you're chilling. You have Hampton, H. Oh, is this an 8-person league or something? How many people are in this league? It's crazy. I don't even if that's the case, bro. I don't even care about Josh Jacobs, bro. Like, I just chill. Gotta be 8-man, right? Yeah, I can send in my lineup. Yeah, for sure. We won't do it right now. 10-person league, 10-person. I mean, still even for 10, that's crazy.
Yeah, that's solid.
That is solid, bro. Good, bro. But at the same, his opponents will probably have solid teams too, bro. Keep that, bro. I won't make any drastic changes, bro. It's only been 3 weeks. I'm chilling. And if you're 1 and 2, bro, I'm chilling. Don't do that. Who would I look for with Pollard and Olave though? Who'd you look for with Pollard and Olave? Honestly, if Cam Scatterbo, wait, let me just make sure you're not to deal with Cam Scatterbo. If he's available, if someone's willing to trade him, I'm going for him. Jalen Warren, I'd go for if you can get him. If someone is not utilizing him, I think he's being started. He's probably starting at flex and maybe RB2 for some people, but I know some people may have an abundance of options, and Jalen Warren might not be. He might be on the trade block, for sure. I also don't, and again, this might be something to look for later. I'm on the Stephon Diggs stock right now. He's coming off an ACL, and it's early season. When he gets back, playoff time, that would be a good person to stash. And you're Chase Brown. Yeah, you're chilling, bro. You're chilling. Scat as a flex is disgusting. No, like as in a good thing. I like that for right now. We'll see what happens. Toasty. All right, we'll get through these last 2 chats. Then we'll get back to the matchups. So we're on time, guys. But I appreciate y'all. Hey, if you're enjoying the stream, if you're engaging, go ahead and like the stream. Go ahead and like us on YouTube. Give us a follow on Twitch. Show some love. I appreciate y'all for tuning in. We have Allen, Irving, Robinson, Keenan Allen, Smitty, Jake Ferguson, Scat, Jake Elliott, Broncos defense.
Pretty solid lineup.
Pretty solid. Yeah, pretty solid team, bro. Pretty solid team. And last one from Kanan. Would you start Jordan Addison or James? Bro, Jordan Addison is not playing right now. But maybe you're talking about later in the season. I'm assuming you mean later in the season. If that's the case, I honestly don't know because I love Carl Wentz slinging the rock. All right. I love Carl Wentz just slinging the rock. All right. JMO seems more boom or bust to me. Maybe Zach, you agree, don't agree.
I think,
more,
I was gonna say JMO's like the blow the top off guy for them too. So like he's making those runs and he's fast, so they spread it enough. I don't think they're gonna overload like Amon-Ra. So Jameson was finding good spots Monday, so I like JMO.
Yeah, I just like maybe. I'd say if you have both of them on your team, I would wait to start Addison. Just wait and see who's starting at quarterback. Maybe he has a rapport with JJ McCarthy. Maybe he's better. Just wait and see. JMO is just more boom or bust. Like I think the week they played the Bears and they destroyed them, and like everyone scored a touchdown. He did have a long touchdown and had over 100 yards, but he only had 2 catches. Like one of those catches was a big play. He's boom or bust for sure. So just risk on that one. Wait 1 second. Isn't Jordan Addison playing next game? Is he off his suspension now? It was 3 games? I thought it was like 6. I could be thinking of Rashee Rice.
I thought it was like 4. Either way, I didn't think it was that quick.
Yeah, that's crazy. Did he get a DUI? And Corey dropped him live on stream. So that's why. If I'd still wait. Even if he's playing this week, bro, I'd still wait on Jordan Addison. Just wait and see how he comes back. And, I'd just wait. And last one, we'll get back to the games. Would you trade Mayfield and Kamara for Bijan? If you have another quarterback, actually, yes. I don't even need to know the rest. Yes, I'm doing that immediately. All right, let's get back. I appreciate y'all. Yeah, your questions. Thank y'all for tuning in. We're going to get back to the matchups. We got a couple more to go through before we get to our game of the week. So let's go to, we did Corey Will. Let's go to Adam and Callum. So this is a game. Yeah.
Two commies.
2 Kobe fans. I'm not the biggest fan of either of those at that team, but so this is a matchup I'm not a big fan of, but I love both these guys. Adam 3-0. Great team so far, led by Lamar Jackson. Jordan Mason is going to get a load of the work. He had a great game last week. Amon-Ra St. Brown, JSN. Like, we have a good team at Adam, and I think we've been overlooking. I mean, at least me, early season, I overlooked this team a little bit just because his running backs were, whatever. But they're looking solid right now. Drizzy Drake London at flex versus the Panda Express team that, again, look at he's thinking Jaden's gonna start. Love it. He has Q's all over the place. All right. Commies all over the place. How do you see this playing out, Zach? Talk to me.
Oh, man. I've been trying to convince myself that whole time you were talking. I was staring at Callum's team. I was trying in my heart of hearts to convince myself. But it's just young guys, questionable on a young guy. It's not great. If Jaden plays, sure, but they might play it a little safe. Yeah, I mean, and then Lamar, I think they're probably they're gonna be balling. They got to, so
have to,
yeah.
Need to. Yeah, we're doing that. We're doing that.
I get over there on the left. I'm Adam.
We are team. Your team, Adam. So let's do that. All right, let's move on to our last matchup before we get to our game of the week. We have a couple of knuckleheads. We have Paul versus Eric. This was in contention to be a game of the week, but Paul was featured already, and I think the matchup we have as game of the week is more juicier in my opinion. But let's hop on this real quick. We got Paul and Eric. Paul 2-1. Eric coming off a tough, super tough loss, could easily be 2-1, maybe even 3-0. But big game this week. We have Paul with Patrick Mahomes, Omar and Hampton, DeAndre Swift, JJ and Keenan, and of course Emeka Egbuka. And he did make that acquisition of picking up the Panthers defense, who will be playing at Foxborough this weekend. Zach, you can give me your expertise on how you feel about that. And then Eric has Josh Allen. He got Scadaboo at RB2 and Malik Neighbors, a big Giants game. I like that. And of course, Ricky with the sticky gloves at flex. So, what are your thoughts, Zach? I think this could be a good game. Again, I think this is game of the week 2.0. Not 2.0 as in better, but like it could be. You know what I'm saying? This any other week. This could be game of the week.
Yeah, it's looking good. I like Paul, kind of the same that we just said about Lamar. Patrick Mahomes is also in a back against the wall, so he doesn't have the receivers, but I'm sure he'll try to air it out. I don't think they're going to go down easy, so hopefully that game's going to be a shootout.
Yeah.
Running backs, I'm not super high on for Paul, but, you know, I don't love Hunter Henry. I like, you know, I don't think that we're the best defense. We're not the worst. We put up statistically good percentages, but, you know, you play the game on the field, and we also just played the Falcons, so who knows. But Brandon Aubrey, man, he's got a weapon down there in that bottom corner. But Chris Boswell, not too bad either.
He has a cannon level leg too.
He does it outdoors.
He
does it outdoors.
In Pittsburgh. In all places, in Pittsburgh. Come on, man. How do you feel about BTJ on the bench? Like, is Paul gonna just bench BTJ and like he go off this week against San Francisco? Is that a possibility? I don't know how I feel about this one.
Dang.
And Chuba on the bench.
I was gonna say he's got a good bench.
Yeah, but you think? I mean, I'm not saying I'm the biggest DeAndre Swift guy. I mean, I'm not.
I would definitely have Chuba Hubbard in there.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. That BTJ. I mean, honestly, I'm not mad at him putting Keenan over BTJ until BTJ and Trevor get a good connection going on. I'm not mad at that, but Chuba being on your bench, that could come back to bite you, Paul. But
way Herbert's slinging it. I like Keenan Allen there. He's slinging it good, and Keenan Allen's been pretty, just reliable.
Play the Giants.
They picked up right where they left off.
It's crazy how that happened. He literally left for a year, come back like that. It's crazy.
Yeah, first game I was like, dang, that was pretty quick.
Yeah, come on. Honestly, I'm gonna lean Eric here. Just because I think that Chuba Hubbard thing is gonna come back to bite Paul, and because he has two Giants players playing who I think should have good games. Maybe we'll see. Maybe I'm just being hopeful, but I'm gonna go with the young Eric here.
I'll go with Paul. I'm gonna go with Paul. I don't like the running back situation, but
all right.
Scatabo, he's been robust. He
hasn't been the RB1 yet. I think now he's
when
you're
Jackson
a guy.
Dart sanded him off the ball.
Hey,
those couple of plays.
Hey, he looked like a different running back, but now he's bell cow. We'll see what happens. That's our first time we have not agreed. So maybe that's we'll see if that's a good thing or not. But of course, you can't pick this game because you are in this game. Before we go on to the game of the week featured by you, we do have one question in the chat from Balloons Battles. Do I trade Achane and Kelsey for Tyler Warren and Brock Bowers? Warren and Bowers.
That's crazy.
I don't know how I feel about having two tight ends, but they're both good tight ends. Who's your other running back besides Achane?
Yeah, I was about to say that's a big question right there.
I'd assume he's your RB1. But again, this could be one of those leagues where it's like 8-person league. So maybe maybe that's like an RB2 or something. Either way, that's kind of crazy. I kind of want to see your team. If I'm just going off rip, I'd say no. Just because they're tight ends. I get it. Having a good tight end is good, but it's Achane can get you 20 to 30 points maybe on some weeks. I don't know, what's the highest Warren or Bowers will get you in a week. So that's just my thing.
Yeah, I was gonna say they're not putting up crazy enough numbers for that to make sense.
Yeah, if they're gonna score 10 points, it's not worth you trading away Achane.
Trading two starters for a starter and a bench player.
Yeah, and Kelsey will give you just around that same production from the tight end spot. So
you're not going spot. He'll get 7.
Right.
I'm I'll take that.
Exactly. So, before we get on this game of the week, this week's game of the week is sponsored. Sponsorship. It's sponsored by Carolina Elite Events. If you want a good event, all right, if you need a DJ, you need MC, you need lighting services, Carolina Elite Events is your one-stop shop for everything. We do photo, video, lighting. We have an elite experience for all of your DJ or entertainment needs. Check out our website at carolinaelites.com or follow us on Instagram and all that good stuff at Carolina Elite Events. Now, let's go on to the game of the week. The reason we are all here today in Rivalry Week, of course. Yeah, the game of the week we have Butker's Cook. All right. Versus the McCaffrey American. I don't know if I like that name, but it's funny. But McCaffrey American, we have Butker's Cook, young Zach in the building, playing as Danny, who's been talking probably the most trash this year of anyone I have seen. Zach, your team is 2-1. You're the third ranked team. You're the third ranked team. Pretty sure the third ranked team in the league, and Danny is the fourth. We have a top 4 matchup. This is a no-brainer game of the week, in my opinion, and I'm excited to watch this game unfold. You already have a good. We don't have to talk about like both of you have good teams. Give me your thoughts on this matchup. What you're expecting this week, and how you see Danny faring against your squad.
You know, we're here for Jackson Dart, baby. Need him to do something.
Yes, sir.
He's going to be the difference maker. He's better than Jalen Hurts. So we'll take those points right there.
I can't complain about that. I'm not going to disagree.
Yeah, and then, you know, it's a decent matchup, you know. Zay Flowers and Calvin Ridley, that's kind of the same, like, boom or bust. Like, it's just all Cortland Sutton can't do that again, and Jamar Chase can't be that bad again. So hoping for a good week from the boys. I'm ready. Ready to beat old Daniel, you know.
That's what I'm talking about. In my humblest opinion, and that's the thing though. Like I think I picked Danny last week. Actually, let me just take a look. Where did I pick him? I picked him last week, and did he win? Did he lose? I forgot. I don't know. Honestly, it's a no-brainer for me, Zach. You know why? Because you have Action Jackson Dart as your starting quarterback, and because of that, off rip, I'm picking you to win this game. All right, so Z Strand is about to shred up the field because he has Jackson Dart back there. But on a serious note, I do think Zach, your team is very solid. Tyler Warren, I'm pretty big on, and I just this trio right here is problems for everyone. I know Jamar is not the best quarterback situation right now, but I think that'll change as I get more acclimated with young Jake Browning. Like I think they're too talented offensively to not put up some numbers. So we'll see. It'll be a high scoring game for sure. It'll be a game, and I think the last game. This will go until Monday because Cortland Sutton's playing on Monday. Do you have Jamar Chase? So it's going to be an all-weekend affair. So I'm excited for this one. Very excited for this one.
Ooh,
so
that's a matchup too for two that good side of the game.
Oh yeah,
are against each other. I like that.
We'll be back and forth the entire game. So definitely great slate of games for this week. Before we get out of here, we have a couple more chats to get through. So let's go through those really quick. You get Vera Pata. You got trade away Evans and Hunter for Chase Brown in Dynasty, full PPR. Evans and Travis Hunter for Chase Brown. If it's Dynasty, Mike Evans is probably on his last leg, dog. So, I mean, I'm not mad at that. And Travis Hunter has not proven to, or not shown anything that they're going to like play him full time. So why not? If it's Dynasty, I'm taking Chase Brown. The only issue is I'm not like Chase Brown as a fantasy running back, great. As like a actual like running back like in real life, I'm not too high on him, and that's why for Dynasty, I don't know if I'd be like gung ho about making that trade officially, but only because you have Mike Evans, who's like later in his career, and we don't know what Travis Hunter is going to be. I'd make that trade. What are your thoughts, Zach?
Yeah, it's kind of like you said. Evans is like a win now situation. If you're in like a Dynasty, you're like, hey, we're trying to get the old man one right here. Keep him,
Yeah.
But the future, yeah, what you're saying with Hunter, like, I still don't know. I haven't watched enough Jags games. I've seen like a couple of highlights, so I'm not really sure what he is at this. Like, they've been splitting them pretty low reps, so
He's been fine. I remember week 1 he out targeted BTJ, which is crazy, and I was like, oh shit, this might be something. But in, like the last 2 weeks, it's like they don't know if they're gonna. I think he spent like differentiating amount of times like on defense or on offense. Like you don't know where he's gonna like line up most of the time. So it's just from a fantasy standpoint and like being like having assurance, you don't know. So
yeah, I like Chase Brown. That's not bad if you need a running back and you're good receiver because you're giving up 2 receivers for a running back. So just depends on your depth, really.
Yeah, that is true. We have our last question. We have Soccer Mariano. Should I trade away Addison for ETN? Gun in my head, yes. And he has his team here. He has my receivers are Puka, Debo, Smith. Who is Smith? Would it be Jackson Smith and Jigba, or would it be Devontae Smith? And
Probably-
Jerry Judy.
Probably Devontae.
Jacobs and Robbie's are Jacobs. All right, so this must be another 8 to 10 person league. I would say yes, because you're deep at receiver. Like you're good at receiver. Like you don't need Addison. Like I don't know, even if you had Addison healthy, he probably wouldn't start on any given week. Even if you have a bye week, you might still not even start Addison. So might as well get ETN in case Swift or Cook gets hurt. That's what I would do.
Yeah, that checks out with me because, like you said, you still got Judy, Smith. Those are like kind of flex. So you have that one depth there. So yeah, fuck it.
Yeah.
Get another running back because I don't know. I'm not that high on Swift, but
It's just something about him. I don't know why.
yeah.
I traded for Jacobs earlier in the season. Dude, Josh, give Jacobs some time, bro. He'll be good. I think he'll be good. They've had some tough teams, and I have him in the league. I think he'll be fine. Just trust the process. Trust the process. Packers are too good of an offense for him not to get some good work. All right.
Yeah.
Those are all the chats. That was episode 5, y'all. Again, I appreciate everyone who tuned in to this week's episode. I know Corey couldn't be here, but wish him a happy birthday. He'll be back next week, hopefully. And shout out to Zach for tuning in and co-hosting with me this week. It was a great episode. Again, if you enjoyed the show and you tuned in, you had some fantasy questions, you thought we gave good advice or get some good insight, go ahead and leave a like, drop a follow, subscribe to the channel, and if you're on Twitch, go ahead and leave a follow. And if you're feeling very generous, donate a sub or subscribe to the channel. But I appreciate y'all for tuning in. Zach, any last words before this week, Rivalry Week?
No, Rivalry Week. So coincides with the Ryder Cup. So go USA.
Hey, that's right.
Go Butker's Cooks.
We got a lot of things. We got Ryder? We got the Ryder Cup.
Good college games.
Loaded college Saturday. Loaded. And what we got? We have the London game on Sunday morning.
Yep.
Is that right? Football all weekend. Glorious weekend for football, y'all. All right.
Not London, Dublin,
Ireland. Up. Let's go, man. Get some Guinness in your system. Yeah, but enjoy your weekend. Be safe, everyone. Thanks for tuning in. It's been a great episode. We'll be back next Tuesday, hopefully, for episode 6. Make sure you check your lineups, set them things. Make sure you pick your pick'ems teams if you're in those leagues. But shout out to y'all for tuning in. Appreciate y'all. We'll see y'all next week.
Peace.